What if the key to ultimate awakening could destroy you instead? You've heard the promises of opening your third eye, heightened intuition, visions of hidden truths, a connection to the universe itself. But what if I told you it could ruin you? Not with light and clarity, but with a darkness so deep it could swallow you whole, leaving you to drown in regret. This isn't a fairy tale, it's a warning. The third eye isn't just a spiritual gateway. Science backs its existence. The pineal gland, nestled deep in your brain, is often called the seat of the soul. It produces DMT, a chemical linked to altered states of consciousness, the kind that lets you see beyond the veil. Ancient cultures knew this. Egyptians revered the Eye of Horus, Hindus mapped the Ajna chakra, but they also knew the risks. Why do you think they guarded this knowledge so fiercely? Because if you're not ready, the third eye doesn't just show you the world, it forces you to see yourself. What happens when you can't unsee the shadows inside you? The traumas you buried, the fears you ignored. They'll rise like a tidal wave, crashing through your mind until you're left gasping for air. What happens when you feel every energy around you, every ounce of negativity in a room, until it crushes you? Science tells us consciousness shapes reality. Experiments like the double-slit show, observation changes matter itself. But what happens when you can't control that power? When your thoughts start bending reality in ways you never wanted? You'll feel isolated, like you're living in a world no one else can see, a world where you're utterly alone. And the worst part? Once you open that door, you can't close it. You can't go back to the ignorance you once knew. You'll wish you never started, but it'll be too late unless you're prepared. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to save you from being consumed. We're diving into the consequences no one talks about when you open your third eye, the ones that could shatter you if you're not ready. Are you brave enough to face the truth? If you've ever felt a shift in your awareness you couldn't explain, drop "I'm not ready" in the comments. Let's uncover this together. You've just stepped into a realm you can't unsee, a realm that could awaken you or break you. Opening your third eye sounds noble, doesn't it? A sacred journey to enlightenment, a chance to see the unseen. But what if that journey leads you into a trap you can't escape? The third eye isn't a gentle guide, it's a storm, and if you're not ready, it'll sweep you away. Imagine your mind as a sealed vault, hiding the fears and traumas you've buried deep. The third eye is the key, but it doesn't just unlock the door, it tears it down. What happens when those shadows rush out, clawing at your sanity? You might see a childhood memory you thought you'd forgotten, a moment of shame so raw it feels like it's happening again. The third eye doesn't care if you're ready. It shows you everything, like a dam bursting, leaving you to drown in your own past. And there's more. What if the world starts feeling like a storm of energies you can't escape? You walk into a room and feel a heaviness, anger, sadness, fear swirling around you, seeping into your skin. Have you ever felt an unexplained dread, like the air is pressing down on you? That's the third eye tuning you into a frequency most people can't sense. Spiritually, it's the Ajna chakra opening your perception. Scientifically, it's the pineal gland at work. A 2016 study in Neuroscience Letters found that the pineal gland can produce DMT, a chemical that alters consciousness, sometimes plunging you into states that feel more like a nightmare than a revelation. Ancient mystics warned of this danger. They spoke of initiates who saw too much too soon and crumbled under the weight. Are you ready to face that abyss? Because once you step in, there's no turning back. Stay with me. We're about to uncover the consequences that could shatter you if you're not prepared. Let's get real about what happens when you open your third eye. The first consequence isn't a mystical vision. It's a brutal confrontation with the darkness you've buried inside. Spiritually, the third eye, or the Ajna chakra, is the gateway to self-awareness, but that awareness can be harsh. Science supports this. The pineal gland, often linked to the third eye, can release DMT during deep meditation. A 2019 study in Scientific Reports by Dr. Rick Strassman confirmed DMT's presence in the brain, noting its role in altered states where your subconscious spills out like an open wound. And what spills out can be terrifying. Picture this. You're meditating in your quiet room, focusing on your breath, seeking your higher self. You feel a warmth between your eyebrows, a sign your third eye is stirring. Suddenly, a memory hits you hard. You're 10 years old, standing in front of your class, stammering through a presentation while everyone laughs. The shame floods back. Your chest tightens, your hands shake, tears well up. You try to push it away, but the third eye won't let you. It's a spotlight, forcing you to see every detail. The mocking faces, the teacher's indifference, the way you ran home and hid. This isn't just a memory, it's a wound you've ignored for years. Spiritually, the third eye demands you face it to heal, as unprocessed pain blocks true awakening. Scientifically, this makes sense. Trauma lives in the brain's amygdala, and heightened states of consciousness can trigger these memories, making them feel as real as the day they happened, according to a 2017 study in Nature Reviews Neuroscience. But if you're not ready, it's not healing, it's torture. You might feel like you're unraveling, your mind a fragile structure collapsing under the weight of your past. I've heard stories from people who've been through this. One woman shared how, after a deep meditation, she relived a betrayal from her ex-partner so vividly that she couldn't sleep for days. She felt his words cutting her all over again, spiraling into anxiety, questioning her entire journey. The third eye doesn't care about your comfort. It shows you the truth, raw and unfiltered. If you don't know how to handle that truth, it can leave you feeling broken, like you're staring into a mirror that only reflects your scars. This is the first price you pay for opening that door. Have you ever faced a memory that shook you to your core? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. There's a way to face this without falling apart, and we'll get to that. First, let's talk about what comes next. Now let's talk about something that hits harder than you might expect. The isolation that comes when your third eye opens. I know this might sound heavy, but I'm here to be honest with you, because I've felt this too, and I want you to know you're not alone. When your third eye awakens, you start seeing the world differently. Spiritually, you're tapping into a higher frequency, like tuning a radio to a station most people can't hear. Scientifically, this aligns with how the pineal gland enhances your perception, making you more sensitive to subtle energies, like the kind studied in biofield science. A 2018 study in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that humans can detect electromagnetic fields around others, especially in heightened states of awareness. But when you start hearing that frequency, the people around you might not. Imagine you're at a family gathering. Everyone's laughing, talking about the latest reality TV show or the new car they want to buy. But you feel something else. You sense the tension in your cousin's voice, the hidden resentment behind your aunt's smile, the way the room feels heavy with unspoken words. Your third eye lets you see through the surface, but when you try to share what you feel, no one gets it. They look at you like you're speaking a foreign language, or worse, they brush you off with a laugh. Suddenly, the conversations you used to enjoy feel shallow, like you're wading through a kiddie pool while craving the depth of an ocean. You're not on the same wavelength anymore, and that can make you feel like you're standing on the outside of your own life, looking in. This isolation is normal. It's a sign your consciousness is expanding. In spiritual traditions, this is called the dark night of the soul, a phase where you feel disconnected as you grow beyond your old self. Science supports this too. A 2020 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience on neuroplasticity showed that meditation can rewire your brain, shifting your priorities and perceptions, sometimes making you feel out of sync with others. But here's the good news. You can get through this. It doesn't have to break you. Start by finding your tribe, people who are on a similar path. Online communities, meditation groups, or local spiritual workshops can connect you with others who understand what you're going through. You don't have to abandon your old relationships, but give yourself permission to seek out those who resonate with your new frequency. Also, balance is key. Spend time doing simple things that ground you, like cooking a meal, playing with your dog, or watching a silly movie. These moments remind you that you're still human, still connected to the world, even if you're seeing it through a different lens. This loneliness doesn't last forever. It's just a bridge to a deeper connection with yourself and others who truly see you. Have you ever felt this kind of isolation? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep going. There's more to uncover. Let's talk about a consequence that can catch you off guard. The overwhelming sensitivity that comes with an open third eye. This isn't some vague spiritual concept. It's a real, tangible experience that can leave you feeling raw and exposed. When your third eye activates, you don't just see energies, you feel them deeply. Spiritually, this is because the third eye, tied to the Ajna chakra, heightens your connection to the universal energy field, often called the Akashic field in ancient teachings. Scientifically, this aligns with research on the human biofield, electromagnetic energy that surrounds us. A 2015 study in energy medicine by Dr. Beverly Rubik suggests we can sense these fields when our pineal gland becomes more active, especially during meditation or stress. But when that sensitivity dials up too high, it can be a lot to handle. Here's what it might look like. You're at the grocery store, just trying to grab some milk and bread. It's a normal day, nothing special. But as you walk through the aisles, you start to feel a heaviness in your chest. Your head feels foggy, your heart races, and you can't figure out why. Then you notice the people around you, the stressed out mom yelling at her kid, the cashier who's on the verge of tears, the guy in the next aisle muttering angrily under his breath. You're not just seeing them, you're feeling them. Their frustration, their anxiety, their exhaustion. It's all pouring into you like you're a sponge, soaking up every drop. You try to shake it off, but it clings to you, and by the time you get to your car, you're drained, like you've just run a marathon. This isn't your imagination. Spiritually, an open third eye makes you a receiver for energies that most people block out. Scientifically, this can be explained by how the brain's reticular activating system, which filters sensory input, becomes less restrictive in heightened states of awareness. Letting more stimuli flood in, as noted in a 2019 study in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews. That's why a crowded place can feel like a battlefield. Every sound, every emotion, every energy hits you like a wave. I knew someone who had to stop going to concerts after opening their third eye because the collective energy of the crowd felt like a tidal wave, leaving them dizzy and nauseous for days. This sensitivity can make you want to hide, to avoid the world just to feel safe. You might start canceling plans, staying home, or feeling like you're losing your grip on normal life. It's exhausting, and if you don't know how to manage it, it can make you feel like you're falling apart. But you don't have to let it control you. There are ways to protect yourself and regain your balance. We'll get to those soon. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a crowd's energy? Share your experience in the comments. Let's move on to the next consequence because there's more you need to know. Let's talk about a consequence that might surprise you. The heavy responsibility that comes when your third eye opens. This isn't something to take lightly. It's a profound shift that demands your attention. When your third eye awakens, you're not just a bystander in the universe anymore. Spiritually, you become a co-creator, a concept rooted in ancient teachings like the Hermetic principles, which say that your thoughts and intentions shape reality. Science echoes this in its own way. The observer effect in quantum physics, first demonstrated in the 1998 Weizmann Institute experiment, shows that the act of observing can change the behavior of particles. Your consciousness isn't passive, it's powerful, and with that power comes a duty you can't ignore. Here's what this looks like in real life. Let's say you're having a rough day, and you're angry at a coworker for something they said. Before, you might have vented to a friend, let the anger simmer, and moved on. But now with your third eye open, you notice something different. That anger doesn't just stay inside you, it ripples out. You feel it in the air, like a dark cloud. And later that day, you notice small things going wrong. A spilled coffee, a missed call, a tense conversation with someone else. These aren't coincidences. Your heightened awareness means your emotions carry more weight, influencing the world around you in ways you can't always predict. The pineal gland, which some researchers link to the third eye, can amplify your brain's response to emotions, making your energy more potent, as a 2021 study in bioelectromagnetics on the human biofield suggests. This is where the responsibility kicks in. You can't just react anymore. You have to respond with intention. Every thought, every word, every action you put into the world now shapes your reality and the reality of those around you. Spiritually, this is a call to live with integrity, to align with your highest self. Scientifically, it's about understanding that your brain's neural pathways, rewired through practices like meditation, make you more attuned to the consequences of your energy. If you're careless, that energy can create chaos. But if you're mindful, it can create harmony. This responsibility might feel heavy, but it's also a sign of your growth. It means you're stepping into your power, becoming the architect of your life rather than a victim of it. The third eye doesn't just show you the world, it shows you your role in it. You're not here to drift through life anymore. You're here to shape it, to bring light where there's darkness, to heal where there's pain. That's what spiritual maturity looks like. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. You're on the path to becoming more than you ever thought possible. What's one way you've noticed your energy affecting your day? Share in the comments, I'd love to hear. Let's wrap this up with how to navigate these challenges and turn them into your strength. Opening your third eye is a journey that can shake you to your core, but it doesn't have to break you. Yes, you'll face your inner darkness, feel the sting of isolation, be overwhelmed by energies, and carry the weight of responsibility. But these challenges aren't here to destroy you. They're here to forge you. Spiritually, this is the path of the initiate, the one who dares to see beyond the veil and grow through the fire. Scientifically, it's your brain evolving, neuroplasticity at work, rewiring you for a higher state of awareness. A 2018 study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that meditation can increase connectivity in the brain's default mode network, enhancing self-awareness and emotional regulation. You're not falling apart, you're becoming whole. You have the power to rise above these struggles. Journal your fears to face them. Find your tribe to ease the loneliness. Shield your energy to stay balanced and embrace your responsibility as a co-creator. The third eye isn't a curse. It's a call to step into your true potential. Ancient mystics knew this, and modern science is catching up, showing us that consciousness shapes reality. You're not just seeing the world differently, you're learning to shape it with intention, with love, with purpose. So don't shy away from this path. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. The third eye can ruin you if you're not ready, but if you prepare, it can transform you. You'll emerge stronger, wiser, more connected to the universe than you ever thought possible. This is your awakening, and it's real. Take it one step at a time, and you'll find the light on the other side. Are you ready to rise? Comment, "I'm ready" below, and let's walk this path together. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Together, we can grow through this journey.